One of the most beautiful things you could do in life is have a beautiful conversation with a stranger. Apologies for the squeaky chair if you could hear that. I don't, wow, this is actually a squeaky chair. I might have to switch it over. Anyways, one of the most beautiful things in life is really speaking to a stranger and having a deep conversation, or even having like a light conversation. For example, I would say 2 days ago or a day ago, I'm not sure exactly because life is moving fast. I'm putting in the work, I'm consistently grinding. So sometimes it's hard to keep track of when I have these beautiful conversations. But here's a little story. So my mom recently got a variation of a heart attack and she's at the hospital right now. I'm currently at school because I have classes very soon. But while I was going down the elevator to grab something, a lady actually, came into the elevator. She tapped one of the floors and then asked me, hey, what floor are you going? And then I said, whatever the floor is. She's like, oh, where does this lead? And then later I was explaining a bit. And then while we're having a small conversation, I'm like, hey, what brought you here? She explained a bit about her situation, her husband and all of that. And I was like, wow, I'm sorry to hear about that. And you know, she's like, yeah, he's getting better at least, so I'm glad to hear that. So it was just a normal conversation. And she was in a rush too. She was trying to go home very quickly to do something, I'm guessing. But she forgot to say have a nice day. Well, at least, in my opinion, I feel like everyone should say have a nice day to anyone they're speaking to. So I was like, yeah, I hope you have a nice day. And she's like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. I hope you have a nice day too. And that's just a simple conversation. Let your conversations flow. It's gonna be difficult to let conversations flow when you're overthinking. Reality is, you don't even know the stranger. Who cares if you mess up, right? And I'm trying to be more empathetic. That's one thing that I'm learning to do more, is being empathetic by using my words. I know how to express it by actions. It's just I don't know how to express it with my words. I don't have the right tonality for expressing empathy. I meant. And that's life. The only way to get better at communicating is putting in the work, putting in the reps, putting yourself out there. And I keep talking about this in all my videos, but I realized that, hey, one of the most important things in speaking to people is really detaching from your reality, detaching from whatever you're worrying about. Because I tend to worry about certain things where it makes me very, very like unpresent in conversations. It makes me very unpresent in a lot of conversations I have with people overall. Whoa, okay. Anyways, man, like I really feel like a lot of people need to detach from the reality. Like it's okay to worry about what you're feeling right now. It's okay to worry about, you know, the future. It's okay to be anxious. That's life. A lot of people need to understand whatever you're going through right now, that's okay, man. But the reality is, what are you gonna do about it? What is it gonna get you if you keep overthinking, if you're anxious about it? And that's what I realized. Like if I keep overthinking about the small things, I'm never gonna achieve what I want in life. And if I keep overthinking conversations I have with strangers, I'm never gonna improve. The only way to improve is to have the humility. So detach from your reality and have the humility to be able to improve. Being able to have the humility really showcases that, hey man, you're a winner. You're willing to learn. You're willing to put in the work. And a lot of people don't have that trait. A lot of people don't have the humility. A lot of people don't know when they're wrong or right. And that's where you need to work on. What you actually need to work on is figure out when you're going to be right. Figure out when you're going to be wrong. And if you're wrong, own up to your mistakes. Be able to say, hey, I messed up. And it's all right. I'm learning. I'm putting in the work. I'm trying my best. If you show up every single day, if you try your best every single day, you're going to achieve whatever you want in life. And for me personally, I want to become a really good speaker. I want to become a leader. I want to inspire people. I want people to realize that I have the conviction to help change the way they make decisions, help them to change the way they change their lives. And that's the beauty of it. I realized that, hey, having the humility really helps me to change my perspective of life. Like, hey, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to overthink. It's okay to be anxious. But what decision are you going to make next? What are you going to do about it after you overthink? What are you going to do after the next 10 seconds? What are you going to do the next minute? You have to find what your why is, your whole mission. What are you doing exactly? What is this for? There's a bigger purpose for you guys, right? And you have to realize that. For example, I want to become an excellent communicator. What's the reason behind that? Because I want to inspire people. I want to be a leader. I always aspire to be a leader where I could help people change their lives, help change the way they make decisions, because I find it so cool that a lot of the podcasts I listen to, a lot of them are leaders. And it's amazing to really understand that and captivate what they're saying, because I'm learning so much from them. So what makes me different from them? It's just the gap. I don't know exactly where I need to go right now, but I know I'm gonna get there. I know I need to put in the work. I know I need the character traits. I know I need the morals and values that some of these guys have. See, my morals and values are really good, but sometimes you need to adjust a couple things to really get to where you want to go in life. So the moral of the story is, have the humility. It's okay to make mistakes. Detach away from the reality you're currently in. Focus on yourself as much as you can. Just remember to take it easy and everything will be fine.